It's certainly been a busy couple of days for Hawaiian Airlines as they reported their second quarter results for 2023. And yes, while that's why I'm bringing you this video today, there was certainly comments that were more striking than the loss that they reported. And that is in relation to their upcoming Boeing 787 Dreamliner. It's part of an order that has certainly had a lot of drama surrounding it in the past 10 years or so. I did cover this in a video over on the second channel, Globetrotting. However, it essentially moved from the cancelled A350-800 to then the A330neo, and now finally with the Boeing 787. But now the Honolulu-based airline has announced the delay in delivery of its first unit. The 787 Dreamliner is thus expected to be a pretty critical part of the long-term long-haul fleet at the airline, and was slated to arrive later this year. That timeline, though, has now been pushed back. Hawaiian executives say that while they see pretty robust demand and could accommodate the Dreamliner on right now, they can't get it in on time. Acquiring aircraft on time for airlines, just like Hawaiian right now, has continued to be a problem in recent history, especially with your supply chain difficulties spurred on by the conflict in Ukraine, among a host of other reasons too, whether that be a labour shortage, the effects still from the global pandemic, maybe the engine shortage, say at Pratt & Whitney, or even quality assurance difficulties with each respective aircraft manufacturer's program. Woof, need to take a little bit of a breather there because there is quite a lot still impacted in the industry, and I hate saying it just as much as you probably hate hearing it, but they're the unfortunate realities of the world we live in at the moment, and it does mean that deliveries such as these can be impacted. For the 787s at Hawaiian, this is the second aircraft type that they have on their books that are making headlines, with Airbus A321neos facing their own problems thanks to the Pratt & Whitney aforementioned engine shortages and issues which power this variant. Thankfully, Hawaiian Airlines on that front has been able to minimize the implication of the global engine shortage, as it certainly could have been far worse for them. However, as for the 787, they say the delays shouldn't be too impactful at the moment. The expectation always was that the crew training, when complete, would only see the Dreamliner flying with passengers in 2024, even with the 2023 delivery. So, just to put it simply, push the timeline back a couple of months, and that's what we should be looking at. Of course, permitting any further delays do not happen. As for the broader company, well, they made a loss of USD 12.3 million for the second quarter, but this was a pretty substantial improvement for the same period 1 year prior, where they closed in on a USD 50 million loss. The Hawaiian-based airline does say the demand is pretty strong right across their network, but one of the biggest changes that has really benefited them is the increase of bookings by travelers in Japan. As you may be aware, the Japan to Hawaii sector is hugely important, not just for Hawaiian Airlines, but any airline that deploys aircraft on this particular service. It's therefore been a very essential part of the recovery for the airline. Without this market, you could definitely say the company's situation would not be as optimal as it is now. And I'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts on the situation at Hawaiian Airlines. Of course, while the main feature story of today's video was that 787 delay, if you have any thoughts on their Japanese operations, maybe the loss they reported, you can let me know down below in the comments. Thanks a bunch for your support, take care and be safe, and I will see you next time.